Fast forward, you didn't come over channel your social so I'm say how say a GH politics avenue podcast stories are training because big headlines near Jembre na yidi bi exomo ewasi na ani di mnia ho braxima ene da we share me about more so be to subscribe to the channel, hit on notification bell. Now afi leave your nice comment under the comment section, constructive one of course. Na abwa amadumadi no aye interactive. Ye embo writing semu na ye boy writing semu na me do ewra aye Dr. Duffuor na so ye na menu ekoi na ono na ne papa ene Dr. Kwabena Duffuor a otoso emino na 2020 and he charged him with various offenses. Ibini dishonest receipts, money laundering, and causing financial loss to the state. Na anyone kwa na udi saboni na nipa makumako insianso eka ho. Na sa sikai a efa omusasi enim defo bi esusu se eno eka ho pa enema wini bank no enim guase e collapse ye na other executives nso ano keka ka ho so no ye bo mu kwadu with regards to money laundering and sign a facility on secure 3 million Ghana city transfer to UMB Bank UMB na sikai Dr. Duffuor etwemu bi na ne aka no ye bono attorney general bono a susuan pass o diskana bade na yenwianom Ghana for bi enso kase wo disi kanaba na etwia no enka ebeya ne nyina chire no yensan fa no enyina emra no na emra eno enini sasa mosi ena bedia for attraction a omojimu mpisi mo anyo chere sei onso fa share under the comment section na afi emwa ema dwumadi no emfa no tuma pemfra but hasiso wajembre e wa sei.
It appears Dr. Duffuor was being used as a scapegoat. Kofi Dean of the University of Professional Studies, UPSA, Law School, Professor Ernest Kofi has suggested that Dr. Kwabena Duffuor, former finance minister and founder of the defunct Unibank, may have been used as a scapegoat in the state's prosecution of high-profile figures linked to Ghana's financial sector collapse. Speaking on Joy News File following the Attorney General's decision to file a null prosecution in the criminal case involving Dr. Duffuor and 7 others, Professor Abatsi said the situation reveals the potential pitfalls of prosecuting individuals without established precedent in similar matters. First of all, when a court or an attorney general is making decisions on the preference of charges or the determination of guilt on a person, one of the key factors that are considered is the issue of the stability, whether or not the person is a repeated offender, and in this context, whether or not anybody has even been punished in respect of a similar behavior in the past, Professor Abatsi explained. He continued, "It would seem that there is a sense of scapegoating here, even if this had happened in the past, perhaps there hasn't been a prosecution, or perhaps there hasn't been, the state hasn't chased after this to ensure that there's a refund. So the accused person involved may perhaps be facing a scapegoating scenario, being scapegoated for the first time to demonstrate the state resolve not to tolerate this move into the future." The legal scholar stressed the moral dilemma that confronts prosecutorial decision-making in such novel cases, warning against overly harsh punitive action on an individual in the absence of precedent. And for scapegoat purposes, one is confronted with both punishing harshly to make a statement that this shouldn't happen again, but also one is confronted with the reality that this person is truly the first person being punished. Not only is there no template, but this person, unfortunately, is being used as a scapegoat, so should not unnecessarily be unduly punished. He added, "These considerations can pull a decision-maker in different directions, and the Attorney General will have to make a consideration of whether or not the person should not be unduly punished given the fact that he's the first person to face similar charges moving forward into the future. So I suspect that the AG might have confronted this, the fact that we haven't had anybody facing the similar punishment in the past, and so we shouldn't unnecessarily unjustifiably punish him, or rather, subject him to a rather high standard when others might have done this in the past, so the skill goes in fact might have made this money, so that's one. The Attorney General, through Deputy AG Dr. Justice Ramsai, announced the discontinuation of the prosecution on July 22, citing the significant recovery of state funds, more than 60% of losses, as the key justification for the null prosecution. The case, officially titled The Republic v. Quabina Duffuor and 7 others, stemmed from investigations into the collapse of Unibank, which was declared insolvent in 2018 following allegations that shareholders and related parties had misappropriated GHS 5.3 billion in irregular loans and withdrawals. Dr. Duffuor was accused of receiving over GHS 663 million, allegedly knowing it was the proceeds of a criminal offense. While the null prosecution discharges the accused, it does not amount to acquittal, leaving the possibility of reprosecution open if new evidence emerges. The Attorney General's office has maintained that the move does not imply an absence of wrongdoing but reflects a pragmatic step in line with national interest and the recovery of state assets. However, Professor Abatsi's comments have reignited public debate about consistency in the enforcement of accountability and whether Duffuor's prosecution represented an attempt to make an example of one individual rather than a broader systemic pursuit of justice. Related.
Somebody free by Cathedral. Cathedral for some we are no busa say. Dan can we as Akuffo Castle Babisi sorry die no. E dey amanyanko pon no. Who tie me?
Ethiopia.
Ono nanka every Sunday we be jana sorry die ho. Abe preach ana. Cathedral nanka san originally ni esinanke de dey. We are sure say Ajansare announce we that he were your friends and mills as one. Any other pastors akese no. Obi be jana sorry ko siada.
And your friend that he would mills.
And I'm saying do running in Amodoso. Akese for na no more we is na ba ko no kura
pastor. Say okajo so evidence. Honorable Samuel Okujuta Blakwa.
Me pa
tia sorry. O tia sorry no. O mumra meji sika. So church members ne ba no mo pon a 2020 we tweet more for some weeks and months. And also say the members na doso. A harvest time. Me bumo. I feel there for 1,000 bra beji 2,000. For 2,000 bra beji 4,000. This can be a baby no benya mo ho. The same thing. Ena Akuffo trooping in. Ena wo bu omo. Omo kasa e bi no kwa fa ne church nkunya wo hon e ho asema konkosi ene said the court since 2022. Now I was say even the government was supposed to take upon itself to arrest Agrada. I was saying Attorney General and I was saying prosecute Agrada. From Confosam ABC as of Sam, I was say Attorney General and was say prosecute Agrada. One they prosecuting number one. Is it not government? Is it not Attorney General? But where there, Yejano, because Agrada managed to buy her way out. Oko Sochum, police stage 4, a police 4, Watomina, Oko Accra, Watobia, and Agrada Sambana, O Grose police station in Konkusiaga. So free sell with car. Intino, we be a radio station, we be a TV station. Or bow, no better defaming Crawford, or better no, I said you matter ignorantly because when him so was Kobit my nyama. Nancrophobic
Reverend.
Oh, a bishop.
That's a bishop.
Ah,
okay.
Say evangelist. Oh, a bishop. Matters and Crophobic has 15 years, no. A doors no do. Nana Shadio. How many years an Agrada Bugana for?
So many years.
Do you have idea number of Ghanaians are falling victim to Agrada prey? You can count them. From being Agrada as a fetish priestess, kind of the priestess, ABC and also your for. Do you have idea number of people that will be? Most of them don't get opportunity to appear on radio or TV to share their ordeal. Quite they far so. But Agrada boom Crawford and kasa. No man is so known etene oko ye digital terrestrial TV niswa. Nana ene a risk kesiye sa obema oba. After some of the local station. And then Crawford TV so send na me send it.
Sami, I don't understand. Only some yes schedule
Yes,
schedule. Like
send
schedule.
TV now.
Yes, schedule.
No villages in English schedule.
Occultism. Send na me send it live on national television. It's happening live. Because we had a grada.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I never be. You free. Me quite the number I was expecting so grada by 2028 there or better better political party because I don't go ye nyan replacement. Let's use agrada.
Okay, wait till see.
Na agrada didn't know no. One or target the ordinary people. I say Rebecca so uneducated. Ye was so for Ghana almost dupi esikafo no krofo mo akọ school. Nana omo de na agrada the difference be any. What is the difference between Mensa Waterbell? Was it the greater works for $5,000 bra? Now being one there. How is it different from a grad idea?
He's doing something like that.
But some say greater works.
I know about greater works, but I know about $5,000.
Yes, see money.
A conference be I'm tired. I think every year.
Yes, that's the genesis.
May a former ICGC member.
First cabra. Nehun century. How is it different from this? Ya was so for bebre tia all them agent Kofosika say seed money. Opa kwantio, opa ware, opa adwuma. They took the money.
A business.
So oman to me anya na nkrofo no kwa ya pam from the churches. You will not hear because nipa ne ba wo tia say no be catch so me osofo aka odifo catch him say seed money. Me tia 10,000 and me my life will never be the same say the dey be omoka no. Now after 1 year, my life is getting worse. Now we'll be just na makusemi ma mekwana mekaza. Will you open your phone or microphone for them to speak? You will not. But yebuno. So okazo ko police station na obe ko police station cry pen ye be drag your feet obe ko to score ko fa lawyer. Sign na mani nyina wose ye boom crofo faso in the name of Christianity. So let's use agrada to sanitize the system.
What's your name?
Oko Rwanda. Rwanda a democratic country. But I know behind the man of Kwamanatia, sorry. Before
I bet church in Rwanda, Simon. That not me tea back. There are some churches that or say or ton Yesu Muja.
Look at that.
That be not Jews for Kromja Yesu Muja Nibi. Was what or ton Yesu so bull.
Ye boom Crawford Faso.
Oh, this go.
Me say, now in the way.
FDA so
on my target.
FDA can
me say, and
Jerry can
Obefa. Mami pe ti so kwa Asante region me mami o fa ne bag sia no obi mu a wo powder o just say what catch and say me friend mami auntie sa so fo udi na chie ne ye nkyere nyamesom enyo na boabo no bi ne bag no ayi no wa mi agura no 10,000 fe
ode na bi ekonanim
just say
but it's dangerous.
At a point, I me threaten me, ma me say. So because I was sorry, dear. Me nya juma boso me. I want to my kitchen. I'm farm. I don't farm commercial for 20 minutes and then the chop money. Oh my Toma J, and it would take a long period of time for them to see the light.
Me want to say when your revelation from me sister. Na obon pai. Na me say okay. Sister, any say revelation. Me pese ba muti we dey. Me say no. Bibi kakra first so na onu ka chem oso de koma oso phone na me say na so phone no ho na awrade ya kire enti adenti na be say jitoko su ya so de o say still
Asofo has been defrauding Ghana for by taking it serious nana. When we were talking about Cathedral, when the entire Ghana for we buy into the idea of Cathedral when they were supporting Akuffo initially. Because people like Duncan Williams, Mensa Waterbell, Isud Anaba, Darky Ward Mills, mention them. These are the people like so many the face of Christianity in Ghana. They endorse National Cathedral, including Pentecost former chairman Wunyina. And these are the people the Christian community no. Cherish or hold on high esteem. At the end of the day, Akuffo use them as a vehicle to dupe Ghanaians.
But they didn't know.
They didn't know. You see, ignorant of the law is never an excuse.
What issues mommy and settle ni?
Yes, a TBB and yes, Nana.
Senior, me say
ignorance of the law.
Seconds na me kana. Ni me say enka ni nyina mum na yi mu ni say. In the first place, building a cathedral, there's nothing wrong with it. The only problem. Hold on. Meba.
No, I know.
Oh, I'm coming.
Would you take a question? Sorry,
meba. Say how can I meba?
You say there's nothing wrong.
Meba, me kasa. Me na meba. Allow me.
Would you ever use
Yeah, build your house.
Thank you. Me say mo be judi, ma build
on that straw foundation. What they call continue.
Adan, una ko to blocks ni anu ma. Say me na ko cry. Me see me dan. Me say Nana Akuffo say osi cathedral mine. Sa cathedral no wan kan kire say Ghana sika ana esi. E no be kai a on free parliament was the seed money in free Ghana for person. I am sure say omo ya asofo nti. See baby amanyankopon a. Of course they will want to be part. Until later no omo hu say ye dupi or mine. Duncan Williams, Hayward Mills. Ajina sare mpanyifo ya okay ni nyina. They omutwam hu firi ho.
Me ba nana isi, am ka se nana am ka se. Nana wo ye hu se ya, kwajo me ba, wo ye hu se ya. Nana you end up exposing yourself. And eba ne sa so a, anhwe aye ntimi ntoya no. Na ye difia akakunya wote so yi. The wa kai eye bogus, sebio eye nonsense. It make no sense to me. Okay, Akuffo na say wono na se nyame bo se nyame mane be ye president a obesi asol dan de ama no eno abe president obo ne mpaye na wuni ho eno osi asol dan na osi no wo se onfa Ghana for yesika
ensi
mo eno we invite to Duncan Williams Sebra na be board of trustee
yes
when invite Sasso for akese we nyina
at the background say enfa Ghana sika
mobile no Akuffo abubu aban japade including adan ajaje for team 56 buildings and obubu diguye is that not taxpayers money?
No.
Is that not taxpayers money?
Before
the one sika they see those buildings. The one sika.
That is the street.
There be the one sika they Akuffo.
Of course I got a full.
Na do bottom sika they see.
I saw that by force say
no, must say Duncan Williams when Ghanaians were complaining. Bible account what they said you as a pano hinta phone way yacha yankukwa. Yankukwa na mumu yan. Ya catcher said no, Akuffo is heading Ghana to a ditch with this national cathedral as scam.
But when they saw it, they got out.
No more dear.
Remember, Duncan Williams was bold enough to tell we Ghana for say, ye casado do. We make a lot of noise. The government is not going to use taxpayers' money. Meanwhile,
because that's what the government told him.
Obey mama cassette yao.
Maybe I don't cassette me already. That's what the government told him.
Akuffo
government make a chance say young Ghana sika.
Nana, where's us what we need fee? Where's us what we need fee? Yet the Ghana for taxpayers' money. And they are go sit down. Akroma kuma 56. Akuffo do bubu ni nyinagu. Enya Ghana for na Lucy's car. Say what I did. What I did, so this kind of toy.
But this kind of toy.
Very good. And it's an emba. Now, some what I did say, I want to lose money.
Me na lose money.
Use your common sense.
No. But you see, why you are going? Because you see, Sammy, there's no way I will sit here and you denigrate this man of God.
You are not helping discussion.
The men of God are not trustees. There are people we can hold them responsible. But men of God that they realize it was wrong and they got out. You cannot blame them.
Apart from say,
how many weeks ago? How many months?
Apart from say, Yebubu Sadan Guyano, Akuffo government select delegation led by Duncan Williams. So Omo kwa America kwa fundraising. Do you know how much was given to them? $500,000 some fundraising. They came back to Ghana with less than even $50,000. Scandal cost money and why sika?
It's Duncan Williams.
No, and why sika?
Who took the money? Give me details.
And
who clarified that?
Now, What now on
Yes,
who approved that statement as American?
What's who approved what?
Is that an opinion or it is factual?
Busadanka Williams say, Sir, to no moko ye, so moko ye for almost fan, I said, big gala, American. Who funded it?
You have to tell me.
And I'm sure say taxpayers' money, $500,000 was committed. Duncan Williams was the head of delegation. Where can
we verify? What's the source of the information? Where can we verify?
You see, Nana, we see.
Don't expect no one can be good for me. It is your opinion. But Miss Meet, no one can say without fact. You are not being factual. Where is the source of your information? Number two, where can it be verified? How can it be clarified? That's why I like to just say anything. These are just opinions. These are emotional stress.
Nana, you see, you are not helping discussion. About us, you keep him. What the computer chi? Just Google Duncan Williams, another fundraising gala in US. Just Google. I say just Google it. Just Google it. Sad trip no when who funded it?
What are you talking about? People will Google a authority. People will Google no correct. Check. So what are you talking about? I should check Google. So what's the guarantee saying the Google no correct?
Nana, you want to use this chair as a host, a very esteemed chair.
Sammy, forget about what you are saying. That is just appeal to pity. Forget. No, don't patronize me on that one. Sammy, don't patronize me on those things. I am saying, sir, I will not allow you to go that tangent.
Sir,
I mean, just be fair to the discussion.
For be fair to the discussion, Sammy. To go to America.
The guy saw it, they got away. Okay, so that is live on Accra 100.5 FM. We disagree to agree in TRT 4. About the same, there's so many times we have disagreed on the show. There are so many times we always agree. Okay, but we are differing on opinions. Sami is coming from Samini Kojo. Sammy is coming from one end, and I'm coming from another end.
Correct.
And we are not a.
Into we any same ahodotin course or channel so a GH Politics Avenue. But I saw Jemre Wahadasene, so body and dear Dumbi Edomania. Only in Shamai na ensign and fadi chain saying ensign and song.